Okay, so let's start with the today lecture. So I have already given you some of the instructions. So you have to take this course as a regular course. It is not purely the online. I am teaching online, but you have to prepare your own notes so you can better prepare about this course and for your final examination as well. So I will be starting with the very basic information, and this information is really needed to further explore the content of this course, that is the nuclear chemistry. And because some of you coming from the other departments, not purely from the chemistry department, so that's why I am taking to teach this course from a very basic level. So you must understand, and then of course there will be no any difficulty to understand the concept of the content covered in this course. So first we want to explore what is the actually the nuclear chemistry, and let's start with the very basic one. You must know what is this. This is the sun. So you must speak out during the class. Whenever it is a very basic information, it will reflect that you are engaged with me. So this is the sun. So what do you think about where is the nuclear? Nuclear, what do you understand with the concept of the nuclear? Chemistry is the branch of the science, but nuclear is something reflecting the, the basic ideas, and this is the main concept to understand the nuclear chemistry. That means what do you imagine from this diagram or the image of the sun? What is this image is reflecting to you? What information you are getting out of this? Any idea which is coming in your mind?
Nucleus of atom may be like the sun in a solar system.
Sun?
Yeah, sun in a solar system.
Okay, sun in the solar system. But here, what do you getting the point over here? I'm showing you the image of the sun, and how you did you identify this is the sun? It is not the moon, or it is not the other star, but it is only the sun. Actually, the concept is this. If you understand this one, then of course you will understand the nuclear chemistry. Light is reflecting, and light is also coming from the moon as well, but it is the reflection, the light first absorbed from the sun and then reflecting by the moon, and the other stars are also giving you the lights, but that is the hottest part of the solar system. uh, in our solar system, the sun is, that means you are getting the heat, not only the light, you are getting a lot of energy from the sun, and it is far away from the earth, but you are getting the energy on the earth. So that means something happening inside the sun. So that is the concept, it's starting with the nuclear chemistry. This is the very important, not only for the chemistry student, but the other branches of the chemistry, to understand actually what process is happening within the sun. Let us start with this one. Again, this is another, the image or the diagram of the sun. And what is reflecting, actually this is giving the reason the energy is coming out from the sun, but some sort of the reaction inside the sun. And what are these processes or the nuclear reaction? These are the hydrogen joining together to form the helium, and the energy is coming out. We will study it in detail. Actually, here, just to imagine that actually the energy is coming out, some sort of the reaction inside the sun, and by using this information, actually I'm going to explain what is the nuclear chemistry and what are the other relevant branches of the nuclear chemistry, so you were not confused with what is the radiation chemistry, what is the radiochemistry, what is the nuclear chemistry. So all these branches are relevant to the nuclear, the radiation, but there is the differentiation among all three branches of chemistry. So by using this diagram, I will explain you what are the the differences is being different branches of this nuclear science. Again, further, if you further elaborate, these are the three, actually, the two elements are there. Around 75% is the nitrogen, 26% is the helium, and the rest 1% is the other elements. That means most of the elements present inside the sun is the hydrogen and the helium. That is happening within the sun. And further, with this one, you are, when they are joined together, actually I will use the proper terms when I will explain you the basic terminology. Then we will go to the actually what is this process is called and how much energy is being produced with this sort of the reaction. You can calculate everything. So this is the main objective of this course. So with the help of these nuclear process, you are getting a lot of energy, and we are using to even to produce the electricity, and there are a lot of uses of this solar energy as well. Okay, so now what is this is our today objective, actually, to understand what is the difference between the nuclear chemistry, radiochemistry, and radiation chemistry. So these are the three branches of chemistry. Your course is included under the heading of the nuclear chemistry, not the radiochemistry or the radiation chemistry. We usually teach in the MPhil and the PhD level about the radiation chemistry or the radiochemistry. So at this stage, at least you must know what is the difference between all three branches of the science related to the nuclear or the radiations. The first one is and you must keep in mind the previous slide, which I have already shown to you, the image of the sun. So I am going to explain all these three branches by keeping in mind what direction are going on within the sun, and what is the sun, and what is the energy is being liberated out of the sun. Actually, three processes are happening there. One is the sun, and some nuclear action are happening inside the sun, and the energy is coming out and it is interacting with us. And all these three processes are the nuclear chemistry, radiation chemistry, and the radiochemistry. So let's explain the first one. What is the nuclear chemistry? Actually, it is the chemistry of the nucleus. So if you remember, each element is having a nucleus and the extranuclear part. And now with this nuclear chemistry, we will only talk about the nucleus, not with the extranuclear part. Extranuclear part are the electrons. We are not considering over here the electrons. We are considering here the nucleus. And nucleus, there are the number of the protons, neutrons. The basic fundamental subatomic particles are the protons and the neutrons. So we will deal with the protons and the neutrons. And the nuclear chemistry actually deals with the radioactivity, nuclear processes, nuclear transformation, or the nuclear properties. These are that's what nuclear processes mean. What is actually happening inside the sun, like fission and fusion process. I have shown to you, this is the two hydrogen are joining together, fused together to form the helium. That is the one of the nuclear process. And there are a lot of the other nuclear processes we will study in this course. And nuclear transformation, that means one of the radiation is going to interact. There is the transformation of one element to the other element. That is called the transformation or transmutation. And the nuclear properties, that means what the properties is having of the nucleus, that are the nuclear properties. And what type of the study? Again, keep in mind the sun, and the processes are happening inside the sun, and the energy is coming out of the sun. What type of this study do you feel fit in this branch of chemistry, that is the nuclear chemistry? Either the sun or the processes happening inside the sun, or the energy which is coming out of the sun and interacting with us. Which type of this study is called the nuclear chemistry? process is happening within the sun. Nuclear reaction taking place within the sun, actually that chemistry is called the nuclear chemistry. It is, just keep in mind only one example and you will forever you will understand actually what is the nuclear chemistry. And these nuclear processes I have already shown to you. These are the fusion or fission process. The main processes are there, but we will study a lot of other processes as well when we go through the detail of this branch of the chemistry.
So why do you call it nuclear? Why do you use the word nuclear?
Sorry?
Why do you use the word nuclear for it?
Sorry, I didn't pick up your. Why?
Why do you use the word nuclear for it?
Why did you use the term nuclear for this?
Nuclear for this because we are considering only the nucleus. These processes are happening only within the nucleus. That's why this is called the nuclear. So I am going to show you one of the picture later on because each element is composed of nucleus and extranuclear part. There are two parts of any of the atoms or the elements. So here we are just talking about what is happening inside the nucleus, or that's why this is called the nuclear chemistry, relevant to the nucleus. Okay, the chemistry of the nucleus is called the nuclear chemistry. Simple. And second branch of the science of the chemistry relevant to this radiations is the radiochemistry. It is the chemistry of the radioactive materials. So first, what is happening inside the nuclear reaction taking place inside the sun, and now we are going to study the whole radioactive materials. There are a lot of radioactive materials. Can you give me some of the example of the radioactive material which you know? Uranium. Very good. Uranium is one of the nuclear element, nuclide, which is being used in the atomic bomb. Okay? Nuclear uranium enrichment, that is the process is happening here in our country or the other nuclear country to build up the process in the atomic bomb. So what now again, keep in mind the example of the sun. The sun, the process is happening inside the sun and the energy is coming out of the sun and interacting with us. So what type of that example is called the radiochemistry. Within the sun, you have already decided that this is the nuclear chemistry, which is happening inside the sun. It is purely the nuclear reactions, and nuclear reactions are being studied under the heading of the nuclear chemistry. So now we are going to study the radioactive materials. That means we are going to study the sun, the whole sun. The whole sun is the radioactive uranium. If you study the uranium, if you study the sun and there is some sort of reaction are happening within the sun, the whole material, the study of that radioactive material is called the radiochemistry. And the example is, if you study what is the sun, what is happening inside the sun, the whole radioactive, what are the properties of the sun, then this branch of chemistry is called the radiochemistry. And the third one is the radiation chemistry. Simple. It is the study of the chemical effects of the radiation on matter. That means what the rays are coming out of the sun, now they are going to interact with us. So if there is no ozone, so all the UV lights, when these are going to interact with us, there is the damage of the muscles, or there are the very drawbacks of these interaction of the radiation with the matter. So this type of the study is called the radiation chemistry, and the example is the radiation from the sun after interaction with the matter. So no, photosynthesis. This is you may use any of the example, but here the idea is how can you differentiate between these three branches of the chemistry. So I am just taking this one as an example. Now you have decided the whole sun. If you study the sun, that is the radiochemistry. And what is happening inside the sun, that is called the nuclear chemistry. And energy is coming out of the sun and interacting with the matter. We are the matter. And this type of study is called the radiation chemistry. This is very simple. All the difference between all three branches of the science relevant to the radiation. So these words are very similar to each other. You must understand actually now you are going to study the nuclear chemistry, not the radiochemistry or the radiation chemistry. Clear? Good. So let's start with the very basic information, because this maybe you already know, and we will use these terms in future lectures. The first is the, here it is shown over X. X is the any element, like X may be the carbon, C would be here, X may be the hydrogen, H would be here. So there is no need to memorize all the elements. When you actually, you do not remember what is the actually the symbol of that particular nuclide, so just put X over there. I will not detect your mass. So this is the international established parameter. Just put X in place of the any element. But important over here is the, what is the, this is the Z or this is the A. These are important. Actually, we are dealing with this one, and that's why this is the nuclear chemistry. And again, you can write in this form, sorry. And you can put X, write down Z and A, and or you can write X and in bracket you can put the A. Is the written over here. A is the chemical symbol. That means the symbol of the element, it will remain specific according to the periodic table. And Z is the atomic number, and A is the mass number. Everywhere this basic information is mentioned over there. Actually, all chemistry is now is being dealt with the Z and A. That's why I'm focusing this slide to have you must know the basic information. That's why you will not be confused when we are actually studying the higher level content. So actually, what is the atomic number? How can you judge the atomic number? Even the information is given over here. You can check the atomic number. And actually, the atomic number are the number of the protons. So atomic number mean or the number of protons are the same thing. Okay. So because now why proton are important? Because we are studying the nucleus, and the nucleus is composed of the neutrons and the protons. So if you missed the wrong calculation, or if you do some sort of the wrong calculation, then of course automatically all the process will be wrong. So this is the basic information. You must understand atomic number is the number of the protons, and the mass number is the mentioned over here. It is the mass number. It will be given to you. Don't worry about this one. But again, the second major most important information is the number of the neutrons. And how can you calculate the number of the neutrons? You just subtract the atomic number out of the mass number, A minus Z. That will give you the number of the neutrons. So because, and now your nucleus is defined with the subatomic particle, that means protons and the neutron. If the element is given, atomic number and mass number is given, you can calculate the number of the protons and the neutron. The first is the most important part to start this nuclear chemistry is the correct calculation for the number of the protons and the neutrons. And now these are the two terms we are going to use frequently in this course. So collectively protons and neutrons. Proton and neutrons mean the mass number are collectively named as the nucleons. So I will be using the term nucleons again and again. You must remember that time nucleons mean the number of protons and the neutrons. So simultaneously I am using the terms nucleons, because in nuclear we are studying the nuclear chemistry. So instead of the mass number, we will be using the terms nucleons, because we are considering the number of the neutrons and the protons collectively. So this is the collective term to be used to for the protons and the neutrons. Again, another term is the nuclide. Nuclide refers to the specific nuclear species identified by the mass number. Even you can say it is element. You can say it element. Element is the same. Nuclide, let's suppose is the carbon 612. Okay. So carbon 612. How can you calculate how many protons are there in carbon 612? 6 protons. Atomic number. Atomic number अभी यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है 6. It is the Z. Atomic number is Z. Z is here. This is the atomic number. That means this is the atomic number. So that's why I said just prepare your own notes. Basic information जो है ये आप साथ साथ लिखें, फिर आप enjoy करेंगे इस कोर्स को. Otherwise ये basic information आप collect करते हुए दोबारा से वीडियो को, it is a wastage of time. Now the mass number, it is the 12. Number of neutrons, 12 minus 6, these are the 6. So in this way you can calculate the number of protons and the neutrons. So now what are the nucleons in this carbon 612? Nucleons are the value of the nucleons 12, of course. These are the same as the mass number. But here we are talking about the nucleons, because later on we will differentiate how many protons and neutrons, because this is just the game between the protons and the neutron when you study the nuclear chemistry. Okay. And what is left? Nuclide. We call it the carbon 612 nuclide. And why I have written over here with the, it is identified by the mass number, not by the atomic number. Important over here is why this is to refer the nuclide, to specify this one with the mass number, not by the atomic number. So whenever is the atomic number, let's suppose if it is 1, it will always remain hydrogen. If it is 6, it will always remain carbon. These are the fundamental. When there is a 6, it should be carbon. It must be carbon. When it is carbon, the atomic number must be 6. There is no second choice. But there is the choice in the mass number. How? This is the carbon 6. This is the 12. Again carbon 6. This is the 30. And carbon 6. This is the 40. So important over here is now the mass number. Atomic number is the same. Atomic, you cannot change the atomic number or change the symbol of the elements. So these are the universal, but the mass number is important. So mass number is going to change. That's why actually now we call it the nuclide. This is the carbon 12 nuclide, carbon 13 nuclide, carbon 14 nuclide. We are not going to say carbon 612. When it is a 6, it must be carbon. When it is a carbon, it must be 6. So there is no need to actually to name this carbon 6. It must always be carbon when the atomic number is 6. But if you do not call the mass number along this nuclide, then it would be wrong. So if you say this is the carbon 6 nuclide, no information is giving you out of this statement. Carbon 6 nuclide, carbon 6 nuclide. Each time you will say carbon 6 nuclide, as I have mentioned over here, but there is no, you cannot differentiate by saying the carbon 6, but you can differentiate with the mass. I will say this is the carbon 12 nuclide, carbon 13 nuclide, carbon 14 nuclide. 14, 13, 12 are the mass number. So that's why I will be using the term now the nuclide throughout this course. So when I will be talking the nuclide, you must remember it is the element but having the specific mass number. Whatever is the mass number, it will be mentioned over there. So let's suppose this is the example is given over here. This is the iodine having 53 protons and the 70 neutrons. Can you calculate out of this? Is maybe this information may be the wrong. It is correct. बच्चे आप बताओ. Iodine 53, 123. What is the 53? Atomic number. What is 123? Mass. Very good, Shabash. And how many protons are there? 53 protons. How many neutrons are there? 123 minus 53, it will be 70. Very easy. So just do your practice. This is the basic information. अगर ये आपको आता है फिर आप frequently जो करते जाएं. कहीं पे कोई doubts आ रहा है तो you are most welcome to discuss with me. Right? I understand some of you are not from the chemistry background, say. So don't worry about this one course. I will teach by keeping in mind it is for all of you. So you can write in this form as I have mentioned over here, and also you can write with this as I have mentioned over here. So X is the symbol is the iodine, A is the mass number is 123. Any form you can use, but this is the more appropriate form because you can calculate the number of protons, neutrons there. So again, there is no difference between these two. Can you say something about which one is there any wrong with this one? No wrong. Why?
Sir, it's a nucleus. Atomic number is constant for all the.
Of course. When it is the iodine, the atomic number must be 53. Even you write or do not write. सही है? ये आपको पहले भी मैंने बताया. When it is 53 atomic number, it must be iodine. So whether you write or do not write, it will be 53. So that's why you can write even in this form or in this form. So actually this is the nucleus. This nucleus is having 53 protons and 70 neutrons. And these are the extra nuclear part. That means the number of the electrons. And you know the number of protons are equal to the number of the electrons because the element is having a neutral charge. And it is only when number of protons are equal to the number of the electrons. So जितने आपके पास protons होंगे उतने उसके अंदर जो electron होंगे. हम इसको discuss नहीं कर रहे. This is just the electronic configuration. Shells are given K, L, M, and O, and this is the electronic configuration. First shell is having 2 electron, 8 electron, 18, 18, and the 7 electron. These are the 53 electrons. So, but this chemistry is not the nuclear chemistry. We will be study this nucleus, and we will deal with only the number of the protons and the neutrons. That is called the chemistry of the nucleus or the nuclear chemistry. So I think this is the very basic information. On Friday, I will also give some more basic information. So you must remember all these points. So later on, it will not be difficult for you. So I will be carrying out this course in a similar way. Wherever you find any difficulty, you just talk to me during the class or out of the class if there is any difficulty regarding understanding of this course. So with this, I am going to end today's lecture. And for the online student, please mark your attendance with your name and the roll number.